So transitioning to that, then talk West real quick. So the Lakers have been taking L after L after L after L. Well, not as bad. I mean, it's hyperbole that I'm throwing out there. But the Lakers are now the 5th seed in the West, and they have lost. They've won 4 out of their last 10. So they have not. The last 10, they're 4-6. So they're not looking very good. I mean, they took L's to the Clippers. They beat the Kings. They lost to the Bucks. They beat the Magic and the Cavaliers, and losing to Philly, the Pelicans, the Suns, and the Hawks in a 4-game spread. LeBron is 3 to 5 weeks out, they said?
At this point,
is what the guesstimation is what they said.
Another 3 to 4. So he's another month. He's gone.
That's what they said. So basically, this month he's out, and then Anthony Davis, we still have no update on.
No, you hear word that it could be 1 to 2 weeks, but
3 to 4 weeks,
3 to 4
5 to 6 weeks, 7 to 8 weeks. Yeah. So we have no clue on him either.
Correct.
And so because that is a month, that means that they won't return until May 2nd versus the Toronto Raptors at the crib. Or Sacramento Kings on the 30th. So looking through this, I'm seeing that they're potentially going 7-6 on the way. And that will drop them probably to the 7th seed. So Jimmy, do you see the Lakers ending up in the playoff playing games?
Absolutely. And it's going to be spectacular to see a team with all, the defending champs with Andre Drummond in the play-in. But yeah, that's exactly what they're going to be in. So they should start planning for that right now, because you said they're at number 5, right?
Yep.
They're only 3 games out of the number 7 spot, which is the first play-in spot. Now, granted, you only have to win 1 game if you're a 7th seed, but still you're there. So Portland is a half game back. They're going to be ahead of them by the end of the week, so then they'll be in 6. And I think Dallas is in the 7th spot, 3 games behind the Lakers. They're going to overtake them, because here's what they're looking at. As you just pointed out, when the Lakers aren't playing the Clevelands, the Orlandos, and the Sacramentos of the world, they're getting beat down. So their next 4 games, you have Toronto, L, Miami, L, Brooklyn, L, New York, who's in a playoff spot, L. And then after that, again, all with no LeBron and most likely with no Anthony Davis. Then after that, you have Charlotte, there's your W, Boston, L, Utah, L, Utah, L.
And then you go after that. You've got in Dallas, L, in Dallas again, L.
Orlando, win.
Yep.
Washington, probably win. Okay, so here's your winning streak. Sacramento, win. And then you're going to take about 5 more L's after that. But by then, you should have at least AD back by Toronto, Denver, Clippers, Blazers, and Suns. But you're going to lose most of those, too, because then conditioning is an issue.
So, I mean, I'm different. So we went through a lot of these games last episode on who we felt like went. I think they beat Toronto on Tuesday. They do lose to Miami, Brooklyn. I don't know if they lose to the Knicks yet. I don't think the Knicks will be able to pull that win
at
off.
New York. So that's in the middle of a 5-game road stand.
Yep, and they got a bunch of youngins playing right now. And then Charlotte, they'll be Charlotte, because I think Gordon Hayward's out for 2 weeks or something with another injury. Got a month.
With a sprained foot, he's out.
So he's out a month with that sprained foot. So I don't see.
They're looking at a 9 or 10 seed. By the time LeBron and AD get back, they're going to be in the 9th spot probably.
You think they go that low?
By the time they get both of them back, yeah, they're going to be about 8 or 9. Yes.
That's low.
I know this foretells doom, but I mean, it's just the reality of the situation. I mean, a 36-year-old LeBron James coming off of a legitimate high ankle sprain, and Anthony Davis, with how gingerly they have to treat him because of his injury history. I mean, they're in trouble.
Especially with it being a quote-unquote calf injury that looks more like an Achilles injury. And we know how Achilles injuries do guys of his size, as we're looking at Kevin Durant, who looks like the rest of his body's falling apart at the same time as him coming post-injury.
I mean, so they're only out of the 9th spot. They're only 6 games out of that, but 5.5 games out of the 9th spot when you think about it. So, after all these L's they're going to take, these teams that are underneath them that are going to pass them, they're going to be getting some W's in there. So it's almost like it works double against you on the night where the Lakers lose. Then they got to look at the teams underneath them to see if they won, because that's them getting a leg up. You're falling, they're rising closer and closer to you. Yeah. So this is, outside of some injuries like this happening to their stars in the playoffs, this is this could have been, this is probably is about as bad as it could get for them.
I see that. And they'll be over 500, which will help them be in the playoffs.
Yes.
Golden State being the 10th spot is going to be where they have to make sure they don't go that low. Even though, to be honest, it might be more beneficial to them being in the play-in game?
Okay, so these play-in games, when you have 7 through 10 who are going to go up against each other, essentially they're fighting for the 7th and 8th spot.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
So the 9th and 10th spots have to win 2 games to get in, where the 7th and the 8th seed only have to win 1. So the way it's set up is 7 versus 8 first, and then 9 versus 10. The winner of each game, the winner of the 7-8 seed gets the 7th seed. The 8th seed has to play against the winner of the 9-10. And if the 8th seed beats the 9-10, they go in. If one of the 9-10s win, then they're in.
So then if you're at the end of all the play-in games, if you're at the 7th spot or 8th spot for the Lakers, you're looking at either Utah or Phoenix in the first round.
If the Clippers don't move up, which I don't see the Clippers moving up, it's probably going to be either Utah or Phoenix. And you want me to be honest? It'd be so much more beneficial for them to play Utah in the first round.
Probably. I think
as much as I'm sold on how good of a defensive team and how good of a team overall the Jazz have played this year,
they can't beat the Lakers.
I have to see what they look like in the playoffs, and I do not see them beating the Lakers with Andre Drummond and a semi-healthy and a 75% LeBron James and a 75% Anthony Davis.
They don't scare
They don't
people.
win.
I mean, I would say right now, kind of like my Miami of the Western Conference is the Denver Nuggets. Have you seen how they've played since they got Aaron Gordon?
Yeah, they're playing stupid.
They are scary.
They are
scary with him.
They are scary. They're way more versatile, and I felt like Aaron Gordon did fill in a hole that they really needed to have filled.
I mean, that's the team you don't want to have to look at until the Western Conference Finals. So, like, let's say what the Lakers they're going to want, because Denver, they might pass the Clippers. They're only a game behind them in order to lock up that 3 seed, which will put the Clippers at the 4. Because then what will happen if, like, let's say you're the 8 seed, you beat Utah, then you play the winner of the 4 or 5, and let's say it is the Clippers and you get them second round.
Yeah.
And then, that'd be hard. The Jazz, the Clippers, then having to face the Denver Nuggets.
Oh.
For anybody. But, yeah, the Nuggets, they're on another level right now. They're scary.
They are. Well, let me see. What do you mean if the Lakers face the Jazz first round?
Like if they were in the 8th spot, yeah, because the winner of the 1-8 plays the 4-5, right?
Correct. So yeah, they'll have the Jazz and they have the Nuggets.
Assuming that the Nuggets pass the Clippers and put the Clippers into the 4th spot.
Yeah, good point. I missed that part. Yeah, if the Clippers do surpass them, then yeah, that's definitely that's not a favorable position for them.
No.
We'll see.
Yeah, but the Lakers, they're going to be in that play-in game. I don't want them to be, but they're going to be.
I think it's going to be a good thing for them though.